Marduk in Bohemian Life as an artist.
Died by being bitten in the throat by a vampire who drained their blood. In any case, everyone left the village. It might explain.
Welcome back to the Drive-In Asylum double feature, and we hope you really dug our first Nightmare Theater feature of the evening, Death Smiles on a Murderer.
Yeah. I loved it, Bill, but what did you think?
To me, it was like a true story. I believed
yeah.
everything that happened in that movie, and I wasn't confused by the ending at all.
No, it's not confusing at all.
It made
I said
sense.
it's much like the Rat's Night of Terror ending, where it's like it's a twist ending, but okay, it is something.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know where they pulled that out of.
I do like Mike said it was the a la carte of male screams, which I agree with.
Oh,
and I also really like the idea where like we saw the one Simeon's body hit the ground and then the police covered it like right away. Like there was like a lot of like time playing with near the end of it. I thought that was pretty cool. I liked how
there was
her dress
one other time that happened. There was a moment where she walks out of the room and then the inspector walks in and it's years later and the room's all covered in cobwebs. That was really good.
I really dig the when I throw these flowers at you, it'll prove my love, and it turns into a cat that attacks him for a full minute of cat attack. Yeah, pretty awesome.
We're being bombed apparently.
Oh yeah. But
I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah, there's a lot of Edgar Allan Poe in it. I really love the scene where she's having to guess who the people are at the party and the camera spinning around and finally it ends up being Greta. I really dig that part. Also, that when Klaus Kinski is inspecting Greta, he puts a needle in her eyeball and she doesn't react at all. And he's like, "Oh, maybe this is a dead person."
What is wrong with him? Can I just say? I mean,
yeah.
There was something wrong with that dude. He was just constantly. It was. He had no right. Of course, it's Klaus Kinski, so he dopes her up and then gets her undressed and is like, feeling her up. Come on, dude.
I like that it's like the father is the one that the father's the one that had sex with her and why she died. So his son has to die. And oh, by the way, I'm also going to sleep with his wife and kill her too after she kills me. Like there's a lot. There's a lot going on in this movie.
It happened so fast too, because there was a long period where there really wasn't a whole lot that was going on, and then all of a sudden, like he's sleeping with her, and then she's sleeping with her, and there's like this total thing, and then this chain reaction is set off. Like she's mad at Eva, and I don't know. It was really very strange. Eva was
I
mad at Greta.
Yeah. I love that that breakfast was fraught with sexual tension and and whatever else was happening.
Oh
And
God.
yeah, it must be this place.
It
Uh
was the fruit.
the fruit and just it got nutty and I don't know, I love it. It's just I did some more research in between and supposedly D'Amato's script was like 1 page. Uh it was like uh
Really?
yeah, it wasn't that
That much,
long.
huh?
Yeah, exactly. But, man, Klaus Kinski had some veins in his head too. There's one scene where the veins were pounding out of his head, and it's like, "Are you okay?" Um, he lived much longer after this, so obviously he was, but man, uh, Bill, the best call out you had for this movie was the bathtub scene. It looked like there was pee in the water. Like,
Who lies in the bathtub that way? Did you see how she was laying in there?
yeah,
Like it was like a silent movie star taking a bath. That was
yeah.
totally not a real thing.
Also,
It's another air attack.
uh, also that tub was weird. I don't know. The whole house was weird. I like that they had one room that just had a grain silo in the middle of it, and then they had that other room with like that beautiful painting. It was like sometimes it's a castle, and sometimes it's kind of modern, and sometimes it's not. Also, that poor cop. The
Yeah.
cop had the worst case because there's no DNA, no fingerprints. Like it's in the early 1900s, so there's nothing he can do really to figure out who killed it. Like a girl who everybody thought was dead for 3 years comes back in a carriage that has a dead driver. Maybe the wife of the family that she came to killed her. Maybe not. Like there's like it was very confusing. But you know what? At least they went hunting, and then there was that scene that looked a lot like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. But man, yeah. Mike asked, did they have alternate non-booby takes for TV? One would imagine, because they would have to cut out a good chunk of this movie.
There were moments where there were boobs that got through the censor sometimes with movies of this type. But surely, by the time this was even sold to Nightmare Theater, I mean,
Yeah,
did it have that like full frontal, lesbian moment between the two women? And I
yeah.
don't think so.
Her makeup, Nora, you're right. Her makeup never runs. Also, if you're buried in a
Mm-mm.
grave, your makeup is perfect. It's maybe even better than perfect. Your eyes look great. You look beautiful.
Yes. Can we please talk about that? Like, let's slow down for a minute and zoom in
Yeah.
on this about how the makeup on these women was just flawless, even in death.
Yeah.
And okay, like, what were the rules with this reanimation thing that was going on here? Because I know that after somebody dies, you start to not look so great. Like your skin falls in, and like, you could inflate in grotesque areas. I mean, it's just not a pretty thing. And yet somehow their bodies were perfectly preserved in full makeup.
I have a theory on the ending, if it helps.
Yes, I
I'm
would
gonna
love it.
shoot my shot. The inspector kept saying that he's never seen the girl. When he finally sees her picture in the crypt, and we do that scene where his hand cuts away and you see the photo of it on the outside of it. I think it just he realized that like he knew who she was, and all along, whoever this woman is that's his wife is somehow also her, and she has had these accomplices like Simeon, and she's just been kind of like playing with him as well. Why? I don't know. Maybe because he didn't arrest the people that killed her. That's as close as I can get right now.
It reminded me, I think that actually is probably spot on. That has to have been what the filmmakers intended, because that's too brilliant to not be true. And it
Yeah.
reminded me of Ghost Story.
Yeah.
Aren't there some plot similarities to Ghost Story? At least,
Yeah.
the truncated version that ended up in the movie.
Yeah. You said this reminded you of another movie too. Was
Lisa and the Devil.
Lisa and There's a lot of Lisa and the Devil. The music definitely. There's some torso riffs in it too with the music.
Oh.
Carlo
Carlo
Ponti.
Ponti, the man who brought you Dr. Zhivago, now brings you Death
Torso.
smiles on a murderer.
Yeah. I can't imagine what, especially in a cut down TV version of this probably confronted people like we saw in the, 11 o'clock at night when they got home from working in the mill and they turned it on and they're like, what exactly am I experiencing? And they probably went to bed, but I love it for that. So, their house is crazy. That's the thing to take away from it. Like there are so many rooms, only two people and two servants live there. That other servant was a, a voyeur. She was like staring. I think the idea you're supposed to get is that she was also the father servant, and she recognizes Greta as well as Simeon did, and that's why she's all upset about it. Why is her brother in the room screwing with her? I don't know. He should already be dead if we're to follow logic. But this movie transcends transcends or steps all over logic. Your mileage may vary.
They had that ultra hip psychomania back from the dead kind of thing going on here where you could die and then
Yeah.
just come back. And then sometimes you had a face that looked like tissue. It was covered in
It's
tissue.
with that Kleenex face that gets you. I actually really did like the effect of the brother dead. Like that looked pretty cool with all the cobwebs and stuff. That was pretty nifty. And the guts of the driver are pretty crazy too. That was wild.
Oh, it happened so fast too. Like
Yeah.
he was just totally impaled with guts coming out of the wound.
Yeah, and I
How'd that
guess
happen?
I didn't pick up that he was also undead as well because he like fell apart a lot sooner than he should have. That's
He
Greta's.
did?
Yeah, like he was decomposing in the lab sooner. No, that's Greta's brother, not her father. So, if you like vampires and zombies, get ready because this next movie's got both of them. It's got a little bit of everything, but you know,
I'm not
I
done
like
talking
movies.
about Death Smiles on a Murderer and that guy's bad dye job.
Oh,
Where he was supposed to be the character's father, and they
yeah,
looked like they were the same age. Only he had this elaborate hairdo that had gray in different places. Like for
yeah,
a
and his
while, up
root.
at the top there were roots, and but down in the bottom he had like this elaborate do, and there were the tips were silver. I was like, how'd that happen?
Daryl also brought up the shotgun blast to the face that looked like, yeah, he said a strawberry pie.
Mm,
Shotgun blast to the face. Amazing.
it looked like the face was bubbling like she shot her with acid.
Out of a shotgun. Maybe
Yeah.
it was the gun from Blast Fighter, which can shoot anything. Lombardo Bava's Blast Fighter. But man, yeah, it's not an easy movie to follow, but you know what would help this movie, and that's drugs. I'm not saying you should take them, but I think if you were really high,
We would
that
never
movie would
say
be,
that.
yeah, that movie would be a lot more awesome. It's a good stuff happens movie. That's what I dig about. Like once you get to that point, like you said, Bill, where that breakfast scene, like it starts flying, a lot of stuff starts happening.
Yeah. I liked that about that. They didn't do that soon enough though. Because
Yeah.
for a long time there wasn't much going on. And
And then all of
I
a
dig
sudden
that
it's
kind of
like
thing.
I was in the other room and you was like, oh my God, there's so much nudity. And I was like, oh no.
Like you didn't know. Have you
Yeah.
seen this movie before, Sam?
Yes. I mean, it's a Joe D'Amato movie. I knew it was coming, you know? Nora said she's drunk and I had no idea what was going on. Well, take more. That's what I know. I'm just kidding.
Here's a vote for yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Anyway, Goblin, and I think that's Dan,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. I think I got it right this time.
Well,
Okay, I'm getting used to everybody's YouTube handles and how there's like sometimes a couple different ones.
yeah. I like movies that are ramshackle like that are like,
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I dug. I think if I'd seen this as a kid, I probably wouldn't like it, but if I saw it in my late teens, I would have loved it. So I think that's a good review for me.
I like it too. This was perfect because this is exactly the kind of movie that I should have seen when I was young. And who knows,
Yeah,
maybe I did.
yeah,
I just don't remember because it would be hard to follow if you were a kid, even as an adult, you know. You can learn to let go of this clinging to narrative and just go with the
yeah.
flow of movies like this.
I
But
I think
I
that
wouldn't have
that's
been
why you
on.
like the least in the devil nature of this, where it's, like, kinda lyrical and
Yeah,
things just kinda flow. Like,
nothing
if you
makes
think
sense in
about it,
Lisa and the Devil.
the breakfast scene has no dialogue for, like, 10 minutes, and it just kinda goes on. So, now I am hungry for strawberry pie, so well done, Joe D'Amato.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. Uh, Anybody else have good or bad feelings about the first movie? Share them in the chat, and, we will, discuss.
My beverage needs refreshed.
Hmm.
So, where was the first time you saw this movie? Did we
I
talk
saw
about that already?
No, we didn't. I saw it about 5 years ago, and it was
Okay.
a very not this good quality of a print, which I think really adds to it, like, seeing it with this quality really added to it for me. Um,
Oh, it looked so good, didn't it?
yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine what it looked like on TV in the 70s. Some of
Yeah.
those things were probably brutally not only edited for content, but just like crushed
Squat.
into that
Yeah.
square framing. Ugh.
Yeah. Uh, Ua Allen also is she's very pretty in this, but her chin's a little weird. She has, like, a bumpy chin. I don't know what it is, but, the scenes at the end when she's transformed into that red dress and she's chasing the father through that graveyard are really cool. It reminded me a lot of the Iron Rose, a lot of the where they're trapped in a graveyard, but, I really like the way that that scene was done.
I forgot what I put in this decanter, so I'm sniffing it.
Oh, no. Is it ink?
And it's booze, but I just don't know what it is. I think it's vodka.
Oh, okay.
Please continue.
I'm making a new drink for the test for next week, where I'm letting Tootsie Rolls sit in rum and see how it affects its taste. That's my exciting news that I'm
Ooh,
working. Yeah, how about that? This
you get the craziest shit going, Sam
I get
Panico.
the
You really
craziest shit.
do.
Yeah, I would have been interested if this actually did play in theaters or drive-ins to see how it performed, or like how audiences reacted to it. But it was a TV. Both these movies played TV. Unless you found, I don't know if you found any Murder Mansion playing in theaters or not.
Oh, you're talking about the second feature.
Yeah, well, both movies. Neither of these. You didn't find ads for either movies, did you? No.
No, they were only sold directly to TV.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
I don't
thought.
know. There was no secret title where it played theatrical, or at least I missed it. You know, not
Yeah,
that I would ever make a mistake like that, but
yeah.
I wish, I wish it would have had a theatrical release because I would have loved to have seen what they would have retitled it.
Oh,
It
it
would
would
have
have
had
had.
some crazy title.
Yeah, House of House of Uwa, House
It
of
would
the
have made a
Red Dress.
great NPM film, like
Yeah,
Vampire Playgirls and
yeah,
Satan's Playthings.
yeah, yeah. The Devil's Wife or something like that. It would have had one of those titles. Klaus
Didn't
Kinski's
somebody?
really not in it that long for being top billed. He has like about 15 to 20 minutes and then he's out, you know?
I didn't think
My
that
f
was going to be the end of him. It's like the
No,
Janet
me
Leigh moment.
yeah, my favorite part of the whole movie though, Bill, is whenever what do you call it? Whenever the brother is chasing her through the woods and he's like very like just like why does he have a humpback? Like what a decision. Like I I can't even think like how the script got put together where it was like all these pieces and everybody was just like, "Yeah, all right, like let's make it." And
She killed him too.
yeah,
She just totally killed him. She had
yeah,
no remorse whatsoever. It's like Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
when you come back from the dead, you're mean.
How about she nailed that dude to the wall too? The son, like he had like that bolt
Yeah.
hanging over his shoulder. Like, so she's also supernatural. Her power set is crazy. It's like kind of like House of the Laughing Butlers was John's title for it. That's a good one too, man. So
Yeah, like, what can she do? She changes her face all the time. She can change flowers into a cat. She's like,
yeah,
Mater Tenebrarum at the end of Inferno. She's
she can
death.
change her dress from white to red. She can get buried behind a wall and magically reappear at a party. Yeah, she's got a pretty wild power set.
Here's the part I don't understand, because at some point I thought she was actually alive, but she
Yeah,
was like, after everything we learned, she was already a ghost or whatever she is at the
yeah.
beginning when they first meet her. So the what was she doing there? Like, what did she want from those people? And this is the comparison to Ghost Story that I have,
Mhm.
because it's almost like she's enjoying this. She's getting something out of it. It's not just, she could have killed them at any time, I guess.
Yeah.
'Cause she has her woo powers, but instead she just like had affairs with them and like slept with them, and she was like toying with them, or maybe she really wanted somebody to love her. I don't know. What were her
It's weird because,
motivations?
like, so in 1903, she met the father, right? And then he she died in 1906 and was brought back to life, right? And then the father said he had been gone for 3 years. Remember he said to the detective, like, "Oh, yeah, there's a reason why I left. He left because of the scandal of getting her pregnant and her
Yeah.
dying." And then the brother was going to be a famous doctor, but her death ruined him. Okay. There's a lot of stuff to get through to figure out. Like I'm gonna build one of those big boards like with strings and stuff to put it all together so that I knew. Yeah, and Dan said he thought those two guys were brother. No, they were father and son, though they looked the same age. Again, Bill and I were amazed by this.
Yeah, because you could tell the one guy was older, Dan, because he had silver tips in his hair. And he had
Yeah,
some roots going on too, but the roots weren't silver. Only
yeah.
the tips of his hair turned white. I don't
My
ask me to
other
explain it.
theory of this, Tracy brings it up, is yes, she died in childbirth. Her brother was sad, so he brought her back for revenge. She up and killed him first because the first thing he said to her is like, "Now you belong to me, and I'll take you away from this." But for everywhere from here on out, like you belong completely to me. And I think now that
Yeah.
she died, she was like, all these men have ruined my life, whether it was the rich guy and then when she got to his son and his wife, they both wanted her for their own ends. You know what I mean? Like at first the wife tried to kill her in the tub, but then she was like, "Oh, I kind of love her." And or lust after her. So it's like everybody was using her and finally she was just like, "You know what? I'm going to kill all these people and then I'm going to get old and live with a cop and never tell the cop that I've been living with them all these years." And time is a flat circle and it doesn't exist the
How
way
many
that you think.
years had she been living with the cop, though? That's the part I didn't understand. Like, how was she an old lady?
That's the crazy part, that she is like a 4D being. She does not exist in our dimensional the way that we see space and time. She exists independent of it, as we've seen a couple times in this movie.
Where's the real her? That's what I want to know. Who is she for real?
When she died, and then everything after is her complete id, given form as a 4D ghost, vampire, demon. I've thought more about this movie than Joe D'Amato. So, yeah. But it
Yeah,
looks
it was a
pretty.
little burnt offerings at the end, Laura.
Yeah. Yeah.
I caught that too. Her face, it was another thing where she had crazy old lady hair and her face
Yeah.
was unchanged. It
Yeah.
was, they
Yeah,
didn't
it's
even
like
put
she
any old
looks
age.
like she's like 16 years old, except she has an old lady wig on.
Hmm.
Otherwise, there's been no makeup to change. She was probably like, "You're not putting makeup on my face. Like my face is what I got. This is me."
I will not
So
be in your movie as an old lady.
yeah, My husband John Shadow, who may not exist, said, "Do not make me look old."
David says trauma can turn your hair white like Barbara Bush.
Wow.
Did it
There's a lot
happen
of
to her
Reaganomics
suddenly?
and Bush discussion tonight in the chat. I saw Dan Minsky's in there. Hello, Dan.
Dan?
Yeah, Dan made a comment. He said, "Can we just talk about Reaganomics instead of this movie?"
Hey, Dan. I didn't see you.
Yeah. So I think this was a success. I'm glad we showed it, and I I would love to watch this in a theater full of people just to hear people go, "Huh?" and just be freaked out by parts of it. So I wish I would see it in a theater with like the earthquake sound system so that the men screaming and the boing sound effect would like knock my head through the back of the theater.
Death
That's kind
smiles
of
on a murderer in sense around.
incense around, yeah. And possession sound. That's what I wanted in possess sound.
Possessive sound.
Possessive sound, yeah.
Oh, I would love to. That's a time travel moment.
Yeah.
They only did it in a couple of cities too. Beyond the Door only appeared in possess sound in a couple of cities. One of them being Chicago because Roger
Oh,
Ebert talked about it in his review.
oh. Can you imagine?
Someone
What
agrees.
Cubby agrees. Cubby is like, yes, Beyond the Door, wonderful. You guys talk about it every week.
Cubby demands Beyond the Door and sense around, and so do I. Possess sound. Sorry.
Daryl saw Earthquake and Sense around. Yeah, Cubby said
Yeah.
Dickie's his favorite dog in a movie, by the way. That's what he just said. From the Beyond.
Oh, right.
Dickie, would you like to talk about our next movie, Bill?
Didn't Dickie turn on her at the end?
He did, but that's why Cubby likes him. Cubby likes seeing humans get killed. He loves
That should
Dracula's
make you
dog.
nervous.
He loves Dracula's dog.
Cubby's modeling himself after a villain.
He is.
A
Who did
villain
he attack
dog.
today? Oh yeah, he attacked a woman this week, Bill. I forgot to tell you. Like Becca had him outside just because like occasionally we'll let him walk in our small yard, with not on a leash. And some lady was jogging and didn't realize, and he just took off. And like he does this skitter walk where he's like this, and he like just starts skittering after her, going. "Boop, boop, 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 boop." There's no way he would have caught her, but he made it about halfway down the street. So yeah.
Cubby,
Frank
when
said
is this madness going to end?
when he kills somebody? What's the best movie to watch with your dog? Frank said. Cubby, would you like to come in? And Cubby says The Beyond because the dog kills his master. He likes that. You don't want to watch Halloween with your dog. Any of the Halloween movies, because
Oh, no.
yeah. Oh yeah, he likes Lost Boys because the dog is heroic in that. And what else? He likes The Pack with Joe Don Baker. He likes that a lot.
How about
Yes,
Dracula's dog?
Dracula's dog. Yes, when I was cutting the grass today, he tried to kill me just like Dracula's dog. I turned over the lawnmower to try to clean it out like I was Richard Crenna, and almost got me. Monster Dog. That's a good one too for your dog. Yeah, Cubby's going to get his own letterbox. Becca said she's going to put together a letterbox list for him. Mike Justice said he petted Cubby, and it was like when Gary Oldman petted the wolf in Dracula. Exactly, that's what it feels like.
That is a dangerous proposition.
Yeah,
Petting Cubby.
yeah, he did it though. Yeah, you can't come all the way across the country without testing your fate against Cubby's bite.
A
Yeah,
couple meet a young heiress who tells them of some strange and weird happenings. They all spend the night at an old mansion with an eerie legend. I don't
sure.
know. How did I not watch this?
Yeah, if you say so. La Mansión de la Niebla, the mansion in the fog, also known as Maniac Mansion, a Spanish-Italian film that fuses old school haunted house horror with the new school giallo. It's very much old dark house. Also, this movie really feels like a Scooby-Doo movie with murder and sex. There's a lot of Scooby-Doo to it. You'll see when you see it. But it's got a good cast. Ida Golly, who's Evelyn Stewart, also. She's in The Sweet Body of Deborah and The Psychic. And Nali Gade from The Fox with the Velvet Tail, and George Regard from All the Colors of the Dark in the Case of the Bloody Iris. There's also my favorite thing about this movie, Bill, is like there's talk of vampires killed everybody in this town, and the previous owner of the house was a witch. And oh, by the way, there's zombies outside, and nobody can leave because there's fog all around the outside of the house. It's like, how many movies can we fit into one movie? And why did the TV guide say something that doesn't sound an eerie legend? Sure, okay.
I mean, it doesn't
This,
prepare you for what you'll actually be confronted with in
no,
Murder Mansion.
this played on Chiller Theater on February 2nd, 1980 at 1 a.m. And man, I wish I had seen it as a kid. I would have been 8, probably not ready for this movie. That trailer, I saw somebody say the trailer you had for this movie, Bill, is really awesome.
Oh, I didn't make that. That just like
Yeah, but it was really good though. Like it gets you excited about it.
I hated that it had that cheesy font for the title, Murder Mansion.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's totally not period.
No. I want something that feels like faded and like it should.
Authenticity is important. Murder
Yeah.
Mansion was first broadcast on TV in February 1975. By the way, so that would have been the earliest that anyone could have feasted their eyes on Murder Mansion, where anything can happen and does.
Yeah. The TV version feels cut, like that there was maybe a little more nudity and stuff.
Look, the Captain and Tennille were on the midnight special.
Yeah, and Buddy Rich on the Tonight Show, yelling at people probably.
Wait, how is it the midnight special when it's on at 1 a.m.?
Oh boy.
Liars.
Daryl Dragon said, "Can we do it an hour later?"
I don't know. Between this and Count Yorga Vampire?
Yeah. I like this description: horror movie of ghosts, vampires, and death. You know what I would have watched on this night, though, Bill? I got to tell you, it probably would be The Ambushers. I'm not gonna lie.
I knew it was going to be some hot take like that. Are you kidding me?
I love Matt Helm. But Night Monster was on a double feature, Night Monster and Mystery at Marie Reget, an adaptation of a Poe tale from 1942 on Chiller. Wow, there's a Count Yorga too. I don't know, Bill. There's too much here. There's just so much going on tonight. This is also when the Tonight Show had their Saturday night reruns, pre-Saturday Night Live.
This was before VHS. It's not like you could even record any of this stuff and watch it later.
Man, I'm really excited about all this.
That's why I put this shit up there, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I do.
Let's see what else is there.
Ooh. The Brides of Fu Manchu. Ooh. The Camp on Blood Island. Yeah. Cauldron of Blood.
It's just this place.
It's this place. Rock concert. Don't know who it is, but 12:45. Tune in. Panic in the City too. Man,
who's on that there rock concert?
It's Boz Scaggs this week.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I hope it was after Silk Degrees.
Yeah. It's Boz Scaggs and Steely Dan this week.
I saw Boz Scaggs kind of open for Stevie Nicks.
Oh wow.
And we got there late and Boz Scaggs was just finishing up, and of course we got to hear Lido shuffle.
Aww. Do you think that that's when the roadies brought the straws out? Because they knew Stevie had to be ready?
She was all cleaned up during this tour.
Oh, well, she wasn't on all fours with the roadie with the straw at that point.
Well, I don't know. I can't say for sure.
Yeah.
We'll have to make this one. Boing.
Saturday Night Cereal is pretty rad, but I bet you were watching the cat creature, Bill.
The cat creature.
Yeah.
What's the Lady and the Monster? Is that an ape movie?
I don't know. It's Eric von Stroheim did it though, which is pretty cool. Wow. Hmm.
Well, anyway. Yeah, I
I like
probably would have
this.
watched the cat creature.
I would flip back and forth between the cat creature and the 700 Club. Probably.
The 700 Club. God, I can still see that shit back then. Like that's
Oh,
what
oh,
the 70s and the 80s is when I remember that.
oh, I know. Ed said we need to show the cat creature, by the way, Bill. So I'll add that to the list of movies we should watch.
Here's something I
Ooh.
clipped just for fun. Another movie from the Nightmare Theater package.
Yeah.
Fury of the Wolfman
Yeah.
is a double feature with Murder Mansion. So that
Oh.
was two, except here it's called The Fang of the Wolfman, which was an alternate TV title
Oh, wow.
for
The
Fury of the
Midnight
Wolfman.
Special was also on at 1 a.m., followed by the 700 Club.
Yeah, see? It's bullshit.
I like the description for I Was a Teenage Frankenstein. Mad Doctor creates his own super being. That seems very scientific, doesn't it?
It cuts right to the chase, you know?
Yeah. Movies till dawn. Ooh.
It's another instance of it. The Fang of the Wolfman and Murder
Wow.
Mansion.
That's a great double feature. You're going till 4:30 in the morning with those.
Oh, definitely. 3 hours for that double
Yeah.
feature. God.
Yeah.
And that's with commercials too. Remember how brutal a commercial interruption was at like 2 in the morning?
You're like, I hope I can stay awake through the whole commercial break.
Yeah. That was difficult. And it's like on your UHF channel, you know, at least it was for me on a little black and white TV
Yep.
where I would watch Ghost Host and Fright Night, stuff like that. And I don't know why I never watched Murder Mansion. I couldn't, maybe I didn't research it closely enough and find out if it actually played in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Was it on Chiller Theater? Are
It
you
was on
sure?
Chiller Theater in 1980.
Okay.
It was on February 1st, or February 9th, 1980, I think I said, at 1 a.m.
All right. So bummer. That was my bad because that was like prime viewing time for me, 1980.
But it only aired once. It might have been a weekend that you were, doing something, or who knows.
70, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. All of those years were like the golden years of watching late night TV.
Yeah.
And tonight's show let me catch up with these two movies. So thank you so much for picking them, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to watch this again because I haven't seen this in a couple years. So I'm excited to see it with new. I think that's the interesting thing is like a lot of times, like when you watch a movie that you saw a while ago, you've seen so many other things in between and had other life experiences. Now it's a chance to watch it again with maybe fresh eyes and see something you didn't see before. I definitely felt like that with the first movie. I came away loving it even more this watch. So I'm hoping to do the same thing with our second movie. Which that's why I love watching movies.
I'm getting the drink segment ready.
Oh yes, this week's I will set it up. This week's drink segment, I challenged myself because I never tried to make anything that had this ingredient in it before. You'll see, I literally took lemon and lime rinds and soaked them in sugar for an entire day, and the flavor of it really changes it up. So it's kind of like a painkiller, but also a mix up of some different stuff too. So I'm very excited about this drink.
But you don't actually have one right there, do you?
Oh, I do. I'm gonna go grab it while you're showing the video.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Well, then let's get to it.
Everything in your kitchen. Yeah. After you just cleaned, your husband says, I need a blender, a strainer, all the tools.
Hola, acá eres los mansion de los niebla, mansion in the fog. Ingredients: tequila, cocoa reel, half and half, nutmeg, And something that I've been cooking up since this morning. I peeled the, it's not olives, but I didn't have a container. Let's look at it through here. I took the peels of lemons and limes and I put it in with sugar, and I've been shaking it every 15 minutes for about 6 hours. This drink's got some homework.
Nobody did it.
Nobody else but me did it. Maybe Ator Moonbeam did. He may have done it. So pour in the tequila. Now you're going to reseal it, and you're going to shake it up until the sugar is dissolved. It smells really good, though. There you go. Let's give it one more. Okay, now you're going to pour that into here. And then you want to squeeze out the juices of these. I wonder if these taste good. Should I try it on camera?
No.
No? I think I should.
You were told not to eat citrus.
Yeah, I know, but maybe just a little bit. It tastes like rind with sugar, candied rind. Okay, so we've done that.
Just place that in the sink.
Place that in the sink. We're going to place this. There's another recipe I'm going to try later. I'm nuts. All right, we got the tequila in there. Now we're going to put
That's your cream and lime juice.
cream, lime juice, and you want me to just squeeze in the cocoa reel too?
Yeah, no. That's because it doesn't come out easy.
Oh, okay. No jokes about the cocoa reel again. Let's all be mature.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now,
Tight seal.
an important part is a tight seal. Now, at this point, also, how granular you want it. How much? It depends on how much you shake it, how much ice you put in it. I like it to have a little bit of ice crystal quality to it. Your mileage may vary. Anyway, we're gonna do it on mix. Here we go. Yeah, this is gonna get loud. Okay. Could have mixed it a little more, but
You like ice.
I like it. I like it the ice. Okay, now, because we're fancy,
Just the dash.
just Mrs. Dash. There we go.
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg. You can use these in painkillers too. That's one of my favorite drinks. I'm thinking this is going to taste like a painkiller, but with tequila. It's been an experiment. It's lasted all day. How will the experiment end? In my mouth. Anyway, Pazuzu, let's see. It was totally worth the effort. It was totally worth all the cleanup. Totally worth all the things we put out. It's like a key lime pie with tequila in it. It's great. It's the foggy mansion. I can see it now. I can see people getting killed in it. Out the window. Oh, a ghost in the fog. This is lovely. Pazuzu, let's watch the movie.
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu. Bill, I'll make this for you someday. This is a Bill drink.
You know, I've never been so upset that I didn't actually prepare to make the drink because it just looks amazing. This is just my lowly Sprite and vodka, but I'm definitely going to take you up on that offer to make some of that for me because it looks fabulous. What I want to know is, what did that rind taste like? Why did you eat that?
I'm nuts. Becca said he'll eat anything. It was crazy because the color had come out of the rinds from the sugar. It like kind of pulled out the color of it. So it was pretty wild.
They'd gone toxic and you still ate them.
It was only like 3 or 4 hours, so it wasn't out forever.
Oh, well, you know.
Oh, yeah. Becca said the other night, Cubby got new dog treats. And I said, oh, I wonder what that tastes like. And she's like, well, don't eat it. And of course, when she turned around, I had it in my mouth. It did not taste good. Famously, at one of the agencies I was at, we used to work on the Snossages account. And I wanted to prove how much I wanted to work at that agency. So in my interview, I ate a Snossage. So my boss thought that was hilarious. So every time a new client would come in, he'd be like, Sam loves your account so much, he eats Snossages. and they literally taste like Vaseline. They don't have, they like Vaseline with some bacon flavor. And the ones they had were like fire hydrants, and they were like this big, and I just had to chow down on the whole thing. And I was like, boy, I had no drink or anything. Oh boy.
I used to love doggy chow too.
Yeah.
One time I accidentally ate a dog treat that was, I thought it was a Slim Jim.
Mm.
For some reason, it must have looked like a Slim Jim, but
Yeah, they
it
do.
just tasted like a Slim Jim with no salt in it at all. It was
Exactly.
just gross.
It's kind of like if like it appears to look like meat, but it just tastes like absolutely nothing. To be fair, the dry dog treats do taste a bit better. If you're looking for a better dog treat, I'm going to do a new site where I just review dog treats from a human perspective. And it's called BNS about dog treats, but just S about dog treats. There'll be no B. Becca wants nothing to do with it. But yeah. Did you see the
I
news?
want to know why Nomi Malone and Crystal Connors both ate dog chow, because it's not like it's cheaper than human food. It's
More expensive now. It's very expensive now. I don't know.
These are the things I think about.
I was thinking this week, did you see that somebody, they have those one chip challenges? Somebody had a heart attack eating one of them. Those like hot chip challenges.
No.
Yeah.
From eating a chip?
Yeah.
Why do they have a heart attack?
I guess it was like too spicy for them, and it like sent their heart to overdrive. It feels like bullshit. Does it not? That's what I forgot to mention about our last movie. The end of the movie when they explained the medallion and the science of it and bring people in the Incans and stuff, I was like, oh, this is all Italian movie bullshit. They brought it. They waited a whole movie to give it to you, and now they got it.
It was like that bracelet that lady had in ASYLUM
Yeah.
that allowed her severed body parts to come back to life.
Yeah.
It must have come from the same jewelry shop in a little tiki village somewhere.
It's right next to the shop where you can buy a puppet of Telly Savalas.
And you can buy He Who Kills.
Yeah, He Who Kills
from Trilogy of Terror.
Oh yeah, Becca said you can buy the suit that suit that makes the mannequin walk from that other Invictus movie.
Well, now you have to have Peter Cushing be the shopkeeper.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, David explains that the ghost peppers will fuck people up and launch their blood pressure. The kid that died had an MRI undiagnosed heart condition, and when he took it, it pushed his blood pressure too high.
Ooh. What a way to go.
What a way to go.
A chip.
Yeah, you get, if heaven is real, as they always say on Inside the Actor Studio, you get there. Like, how did you die? Oh, I ate the Packy one chip challenge. God's like, I wasted life on you. That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible to say. Someone
you didn't know any better.
You didn't know any better. This chip has warnings on it, and the company is like, great. Oh, bad press.
Well, now that you bummed me out with a story.
Yeah, sorry.
This cigar is giving me such issues. It will not stay lit. Why don't you tell us which movie is better that you picked tonight, or which one are you more into? I know you like both of them.
Yeah, I like both of them. Probably the first one, just because I really dig the feel of it, but I like them both. But I'm gonna say one, but I might feel different after watching this. I might feel like this was it might hit me right.
Let us know in the chat, by the way, if this is going to be the first time you've seen Murder Mansion. We want to know, because this is the first time I'm going to watch it all the way through. Sam, please tell me right now, do we get a lot of monster action in this, or is it mostly just talky?
There's a little bit of both. You're going to be happy with the talkiness, because I know you enjoy that. But there is some zombies. There is some talk of other monsters. There's some beautiful people in it too, though, which I do enjoy in movies too. The first movie definitely had, other than the guy, that's what the one thing I will say. If you were watching the first movie for the guys, you would be sorely disappointed. The guys are all uniformly disgusting, except for maybe the inspector. But all the women in the first movie were pretty gorgeous. Uh, the next movie, they'll be better looking guys. So it's a little more like
Hopefully.
old dark house though. So if you're into haunted housey kind of movies, that you'll appreciate this next movie more.
There are no Aldo Ray types in this movie for me, I'm
No,
sure.
I picked badly. Sorry.
Damn. Well, it's not all about the sex appeal. And, I love that guy's wig that he had in the last one with the silver tips.
Yeah.
It really got me excited. It was his daddy fetish thing he had going
It
on.
was. He had a merkin just like it too, so it matched.
I just imagine Butterfly from the Lipstick Salon doing his hair.
Wow. We should tease next week's movies too. 2 movies next week.
Ooh, I love
Yeah.
to tease.
Yeah.
I always forget about teasing. You're a bigger teaser than me.
I am. Next week's movies are a natural double feature. How about that?
Yes.
They played together, and one of them, it's got 2 different titles. A different title in Italy. It's an Italian movie. There's a spoiler. A different movie, a title in Italy than in America, which that's not unique. But the Italian title makes it sound like it's a spy movie because one of its leads was well known for being in Eurospy films. There, I probably gave it away to those of you that love that movie, but if you didn't,
Totally did give it
I
away.
totally did. Because if I said I love the American title probably the most because it does not fit the movie at all. It makes it seem like it's going to be some kind of beach movie or something, and it's totally not. It's a period piece.
Dustin Fallon just accurately read
Mm.
me in chat.
Yeah.
Minsky doesn't like the talkies.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what this means to me. These are the kind of movies like this Nightmare Theater package. It was all these Euro horror films, Lisa and the Devil. Well, I don't know if that was part of the package, but like that's something I saw on late night TV.
Night of the
And
Sorcerers is though, and I know you love that movie.
I didn't see that though on TV. I didn't see
Oh,
that until the 90s when
yeah.
I got a VHS of it. But what my point is that, like, these were all talking movies, and trying to watch these kind of movies at 3 in the morning was totally the nighttime viewing experience. So
Yeah.
that's why I love recreating this. The talkiness, I don't know, I have a warm, fuzzy feeling for the talkies.
I do
But I
too.
like the monsters too. I want to see monster action.
Yeah. On the first date, Bill wants monster action.
Definitely.
I tease you from the monster action for several dates. The funniest
I only
part of
do
the
it with
first movie
monsters.
is whenever he had her back in bed, when the husband had her back in bed, he's like, "You're perfect, you're wonderful." And then like he's like pulling all her clothes off, and then they cut to her face and she's like,
She turned into a thing. I don't know
yeah.
why he thought anything different. I mean, he knew she was dead, didn't
He
he?
knew she was dead. Also, she killed his wife and his father. I don't know. Who knows?
She just went through one after the other. I know we're talking about the first movie again, but it was just
Yeah.
one after the other. It was like a all these little vignettes of her seducing and murdering this
Yeah.
entire group of people she's been living with.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
Murder Mansion isn't like that, though, is it?
no, it's not. David says he likes totally alternate Italian titles, like the Italian title of Prom Night is "Don't Go in That House," and Texas Chainsaw Massacre is "Don't Open the Door." Also, "Don't Open the Door 3" is Night Killer, which I especially love that it has that title. I also like that one of the titles for House 4 was "Who Killed Roger," and it used the Roger Rabbit font because it wasn't a La Casa movie. We can get deep into these Italian titles at will.
This is an Italian film, right? Murder Mansion
Half
is
Italian,
also
half
an Italian
Spanish.
film.
Yeah, little of both.
Ooh, that's
Ooh, yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. A little bit of little two hot-blooded countries coming together for United Nations of filmmaking.
By now, you all know that the link is on the Groovy Doom Facebook page in an earlier post this evening. This one I linked to on YouTube.
Mm.
I think I did it on. I linked on YouTube. I don't know, but anyway, that's the one we're going to be watching. Whatever one is linked on there. Oh, Sam, you vanished for a minute.
You did too on my end, so yeah.
Oh, maybe it was me. It was me, not you.
Oh,
Anyway,
it's
that's a
me. The
sign.
problem is me. You linked to the Tubi version on your Groovy
Okay.
Doom. So yeah.
So that one must have looked better than the one that was on YouTube. So it's another
Yeah.
Tubi movie. You have some commercials to deal with.
Do
It's
you
not
like
that bad.
Progressive? Do you like different insurances? Do you like Blue Chew? Becca didn't know anything about Blue Chew, and I had explained Blue Chew to her during the last one. It's a gum that gives you boners. Made in America, as you would, what other country would be like? You know what we're missing? Boner gum. And in America's like, yes, yes. Have you seen the Blue Chew commercial, Bill? Have you got that commercial yet?
I don't think I've seen it yet. No.
Oh, it's amazing because it's all like women that look like Instagram influencers and supermodels, and they're like, my boyfriend was having ED problems, and I'm like, no, he wasn't. Like, what is going on? Because they're all like super attractive, and they're like, I didn't know what to do, so I mixed in some Blue Chew with this gum, and now everything's fine. Because that's how relationships work.
They
Yeah,
must think I'm beyond Blue Chew. They don't try and sell it to me.
they're like, there's one with Aldo Ray in it, and he's like, my husband was having trouble in the penis department. I don't
He
know why
knows I
he
don't
sounds
need Blue
like the
Chew.
detective from Night Killer. I'm doing that impression. I must have been molested in a little boy's room. That's what I sounded like there. Yeah. Will this movie make more? Mike said, I want to eat a bag of Oreos and a pint of ice cream, but I'm too stoned to leave the house. This movie won't make me more hungry, will it? I mean, if you're stoned, you're already hungry. I don't know what to tell you. So, sure, you can order something from somewhere, though. Don't they have
Yeah.
the? Yeah.
Get a pizza.
Yeah.
Call up Fox's Pizza Den and order an 8-cut.
Foxes. I've never got a good. What'd you say? Oh, the Big Daddy. They have a pizza called the Big Daddy Bill at Foxes. Did you know that?
Don't I know it?
Oh,
Fox's
yes.
Pizza was my jam. That was like, the place that was right down the street.
Oh,
You
wow.
didn't have to drive to go there. Well, it was takeout only, but it was pretty
I
cheap
go to
too.
I go to Italian Village here, and I call it square pizza because they only do square pizza, and Becca hates it. And I'm always
Yeah.
like, "Could I just get square pizza?" And yeah, Mike said he's gonna get a pizza from Helena Marcos.
Helena Marcus, how we can get on it, huh?
You want one of them dessert pizzas, huh? With Oreos on it? Huh? I don't make those, huh?
How about a white pizza? Anyway, it's time to start the movie. So go watch Murder Mansion on Tubi and come back afterwards for our esteemed third segment banter. It's going to be full of nonsense and nonsense.
Yeah.
If you like the first and the second segment, you're going to love number 3.
Number 3 is like 2 + 1.